A New York Yankees insider has revealed that major changes are coming to the Yankees in one specific area that was sincerely lackluster and is one of the biggest reasons why the Yankees ultimately did fall in the ALDS, as the team is going to recoil in a huge way, according to reports, as they will be making a move that nobody would have seen coming recently, but now makes all the sense in the world for this team, and we are going to jump right in, breaking all that down, guys. Wasted no time with it, but real quick, if you're part of that 74% that's not subscribed to Yankees Digest, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single New York Yankees update. We got a lot of great videos coming out for you every single day that you don't want to miss out on. We're having a bunch of fun on this channel. But with all that being said, let's jump into the video. There's a lot to go over, as Brian Cashman has a lot to do in this New York Yankees offseason. Outside of obviously going out there and trying to re-sign Cody Bellinger and figure out what exactly this team is going to look like next year, and also debating on making big signings, the Yankees have one area that was just absolutely lackluster all season long, and despite the fact that they did try to do some surgery on it at the trade deadline, things ultimately failed outside of the acquisition of David Bednar. You know where I'm going with this. You saw the guys on the cover. Frankly, it's the Yankees bullpen. They had a very, very interesting bullpen in the 2024 season when they ultimately would end up going to the World Series. I mean, Tim Hill was lights out as their left-handed reliever and was really their only left-handed reliever who they trusted. Used in a bunch of situations except for the one that arguably mattered the most, which ended up screwing the Yankees over in a whole lot of ways. But on top of that, this man right here, Luke Weaver, was downright phenomenal. He was down a phenomenal start in the 2025 season as well, when he was their 8th inning guy, but quickly became the closer after the absolute just abolished start by Devin Williams. Obviously, things were not great for the Yankees bullpen this whole year. With Williams not performing and Luke Weaver going from absolutely excellent to really struggling, the Yankees did start to really lose a grip on everything. They acquired Camilo Doval, who was supposed to be a huge help, and he was really not great with the Yankees at all. Had some solid moments in the playoffs, but that's about it. And then David Bednar, who showed up and was quite good for the Yanks, and is now going to be their closer going into next season. But the team outside that, they have a bunch of relievers who they also are looking at who are free agents. I mean, Tim Hill, once again, has the option to hit free agency. The Yankees will most likely be retaining Hill. But on top of that, we also see Devin Williams and Luke Weaver both hitting free agency, and there's been a lot of questions about that. And Chris Kirshner recently did an AMA on Reddit and Ask Me Anything on the New York Yankees Reddit, and we saw, we're going to make this bigger just so it's easier for you guys to see. We saw Danger Damage ask, what free agents do you see the Yankees going after this offseason? I feel like obvious candidates would be Cody Bellinger, Kyle Tucker, or maybe Trent Grisham. Do you see them going after someone like JT Realmuto? That was a point made with their catchers are all left-handed hitters. Would Realmuto be a good option? And do you think there's a chance they try to re-sign Devin Williams or Luke Weaver? I feel like Luke Weaver regained his form at the back end of the season as an 8th inning guy, though some reports I read state that he wants his closer role back. Kirshner responded with the Athletics Reddit account saying, I do not see them going after JT Realmuto. He's going to be a starter somewhere, which, as we all know, pretty obvious. But on top of that, he also said, I do not see them re-signing Devin Williams or Luke Weaver. That would be a surprise to me. Chris Kirshner is one of the best Yankees insiders, and so to hear that from him is a pretty stark realization that the Yankees will most likely be losing their 2024 folk hero in Luke Weaver. And on top of that, that Devin Williams trade, I mean, look, they only traded Nestor Cortez for him, and the Yankees would have had really very little to no need for Nestor this year. But at the end of the day, that trade really was a botched job by the Yankees. It felt like a good idea at the time. I don't regret the trade at all, obviously, if I'm the Yankees. But also, it makes the most sense to just let Devin Williams walk, man. I mean, I think Devin Williams is a phenomenal pitcher who just got caught up in his own head and never was able to get it going. As I said not that long ago, if I were Devin Williams, I would go running for the hills. I would run as far as I can. I made a joke saying, watch him go somewhere like the Angels or the Dodgers or the Padres or somewhere out in California, just getting as far away from New York as humanly possible. And we actually do have a report covering that we're about to go over with Devin Williams and his future in 1 second. But also, just going through Williams real quick, the man did play well in the postseason, not allowing a single run in all 4 of his appearances. He really looked like the Devin Williams that we all knew on the Brewers, but the one on the Yankees was just atrocious this year. A minus .3 WAR, a 4.79 ERA, lost his closer job when he was just unable to perform. Still got 90 strikeouts in 62 innings. Found consistency in the second half of the season. I don't think that was Devin Williams that we saw this year. I don't think that's the guy who he's going to become. I think he's going to go right back to being Devin Williams. I also think it's going to be with a different team, and it's going to sting to watch because this isn't the first time we've seen this happen, if that is what happens. Let's say, for the sake of argument, let's just very quickly say Devin Williams goes to another team. We're about to highlight one again in 1 second, but Say Williams does do that. He goes out there and he performs like the lights out airbender that we all know. We've seen this before. We've seen guys who are phenomenal baseball players who show up, put on the pinstripes, and the pinstripes are just too heavy for them. We've heard that statement before. The pinstripes can sometimes just be too heavy. It's all that stuff that you think about when you go to the biggest baseball market in the New York Yankees, in the most storied franchise of all the 4 major American sports. Things start to weigh on you. We've seen that happen with excellent baseball players. Joey Gallo never recovered. Ivan Rodriguez came in for half a season with the Yankees because they needed another catcher. He could not perform as a Yankee. Rodriguez never got it going in that half a season. It's one of the reasons why the Yankees, who were never really expected to re-sign him, I mean, he was totally one of those guys who was just a rental for that half season, but still, batted, a 235 with the Yankees? Couldn't really perform at all. We've seen AJ Burnett signed to the Yankees, forgets how to pitch, leaves, goes to the Pirates, if I'm not mistaken, pitches well again. We've seen this happen. So I wouldn't be shocked if what we're witnessing right now is just another one of those situations where a great player showed up in New York and just could not get it going. Now, with Williams, I do hope the best for his career, and he has gotten interest from one team in particular. As Fist on Fish reported that a source tells Fish on Fist that Fish on First. I put Fist on Fish. What's wrong with me? But Fish on First that Williams is the name that the team will target the Miami Marlins. This obviously is. He is coming off of a season where he posted a career worst 4.79 ERA, but he also had a 2.68 FIP, almost identical to his previous full-length season in 2023. Williams set his career highs in innings pitched and appearances while having a 13.1 strikeouts per 9 inning ratio and also a 3.6 walks per 9 ratio as well. In 4 appearances in the playoffs, he tossed 4 innings of shutout baseball. So we saw him perform well again, and I wouldn't be shocked if we saw Devin Williams go out there and play quite well for the Marlins. If he does leave, I think the Marlins make sense as well if you're Devin Williams, because then what happens is he gets to go to a situation where they're not a good baseball team and there's no pressure. And if he goes out and performs, the Marlins will likely trade him away for just someone to some team that needs more bullpen help. It'd be funny if it was the Yankees, but it's not going to be. It's a funny thought. But that's what I kind of expect to happen unless the Marlins do decide to ultimately try to win games again. They could use a closer. Williams gets to perform as a closer, and teams that are trying to win baseball halfway through the year get to go out there and try to trade for Williams. Shout out to Fish on First. Sorry that I completely botched your name and called you Fist on Fish. That's just, I'm an idiot. There's no way around it. I've always been an idiot. This isn't new news. On top of that, in regards to Luke Weaver, Randy Miller did actually have a different prediction than Chris Kirschner, saying Weaver's first 2 postseason outings this year were atrocious. 5 runs over no innings. But he's been the biggest bargain reliever in baseball for 2 years. He showed that he can be a reliable closer late into the 2024 season and again for a stretch in this season. His year can be split up into 2 parts, before and after his hamstring strain. He had a 1.05 ERA in 24 outings prior to being shelved on June 3rd, then a 5.31 ERA in 40 games after his June 28th return. Weaver wasn't right in the second half, and he was tipping pitches in the playoffs, but he's provided over a long enough sample size that he can pitch in New York. Prediction is that he re-signs with the Yankees for 3 years. Now, getting Weaver back would obviously be awesome if he's able to pitch. This year, he finished with a 3.62 ERA. Again, it was obviously excellent before he went down with the hamstring injury and started to tip pitches in the playoffs. He did show some signs that he is still a good pitcher. I know that fans have turned on Luke Weaver, and rightfully so in a lot of ways. I wouldn't be shocked if Weaver comes back to the Yankees, but if you made me bet on it right now as a gambling man, I would definitely bet Luke Weaver is in a different jersey next season. I hope he pitches well. I really do like Luke Weaver. He's a great guy. The man has such a good attitude on life as well. He also said that he's not a closer. He doesn't see himself as a closer. So the Yankees getting Weaver back as an 8th inning guy is something I'm actually definitely on board for. On top of that, obviously, we know he sucked in the playoffs. He had a 135 ERA. You heard that right. He got through 0.1 innings. He got an out in the playoffs. An out. He didn't play well. Nobody thinks otherwise. But if you can get him on a bargain, keep him around in the bullpen, I do trust Luke Weaver a good amount. Now, on top of that, there's Luis Gil, who has found himself in a lot of discussion surrounding if he's going to go to the pen or not. This season, Gil has struggled to stay healthy throughout his entire MLB career. The strikeouts were down this year. The whip was up. There just really is a sign that maybe he does fit better in the bullpen so he can maximize that velocity. Something that Chris Kirschner absolutely did mention as well, which does make some sense here. Now, Kirschner said, I do think moving Gil to the bullpen would help benefit him. It should help him simplify his mechanics while allowing him to maximize the velocity in his arm. And I am tempted to agree with this. I do think that it makes a ton of sense to go and try to put Luis Gil in the bullpen. As a guy, and he doesn't have to stay in the bullpen forever. The Yankees have a bunch of good starters right now. You try Will Warren, who has stayed healthy over a full season as a rookie, which is really impressive. And, I mean, yeah, the ERA was elevated, but he has shown a lot of potential, especially as a strikeout pitcher. Something the Yankees need when Max Fried is not exactly a strikeout pitcher at all. I mean, Carlos Rodon is, so you have that, and Cam Schlittler clearly is, and Gerrit Cole is. But also, if you do one other guy in the pen who you think can really get back to some strikeout pitching, I do think Luis Gil is best off as a bullpen option with the amount of injuries that he suffered as a starting pitcher. It makes a lot of sense. And also, again, it doesn't have to be forever. If he's dealing and he makes sense to maybe put him back in a starting unit, like, say, God forbid, say one of their starters goes down next year. I'm not saying forever, just say someone gets injured, which is going to happen. Let's say, just to make it non-serious, like, or even perfect scenario, Gerrit Cole's not going to be back in the beginning of the season. You put you put Luis Gil in there. You have Luis Gil be your fifth starter. You see what happens. If he's kind of struggling, you wait till Cole comes back. You pitch Luis Gil out of your bullpen. And also, what you do is you pitch him on games that you're pitching Gerrit Cole sometimes. Cole starts his first game, pitches 3 to 4 innings just on his way back. You put in Luis Gil to do another 2 to 3 innings, hopefully. You see how he's doing in that zone. Can he be a multiple inning type guy? Maybe you do lose Luke Weaver. You go out there and you put Luis Gil as an 8th inning guy. See, what can he do in the clutch? What can we do in crunch time with Luis Gil? Did we just find a better role from him? That's a bunch of questions that could be answered and have a very good answer to them. So I like the idea that, now again, obviously this pertains on what happens with some of these Yankee stars. Devin Williams actually did mention the idea of coming back to the Yankees, and this is what he had to say, saying that I'm definitely open to re-signing. It takes two parties for that. I would love to be open to that, or I would be open to that. I've grown to love being here. I love the city. I love taking the train to the field every day. I really enjoyed my experience. I do think part of that's just professionalism on saying that he's like loved every bit of it. It definitely took him time to warm up, but also I don't know how Devin Williams feels. Maybe he actually did love it. I do appreciate what Devin Williams did for the Yankees because obviously it was not really good throughout the regular season. He played well in the postseason. And frankly, I really just think he got in his head this year. Hopefully he bounces back wherever he is. I'm rooting for you, Devin. I'm rooting for you, Luke. I'm rooting for Luis Gil. I'm rooting for all these guys, but more importantly, I'm rooting for the New York Yankees. So if they're pitching for the Yankees, I'm going to root for them. If they're pitching against the Yankees, I'm going to root against them. Guys, what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Wow, this video went really long. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Hope you're enjoying all the offseason content. If there's any videos you want to see or any breakdowns on potential free agent players that you want to see, let me know in the comments down below. I'm happy to make the videos that I know that you guys want to watch. I don't know why I'm rambling in this video, the one that's already gone on for 67 years. Didn't mean to do that, but whatever. Look, have a great day. Go Yankees.